everybody, it's me, Steve Schnee, the CD Junkie. On this episode of CD Junkie, I'm going to be talking about singer, songwriter, composer, sound architect, and a gentleman that you know as the guitar player for Fleetwood Mac. I'm talking about Lindsay Buckingham. Now, this guy, what an amazing talent. This guy, he's not only responsible for writing and arranging and singing some great songs that have become part of our musical tapestry, our musical soundtrack, but he is also an artist that has crafted and molded sounds. He's beyond just a singer-songwriter. He's beyond just a guitarist. I put him, and I don't want to offend anybody here, but I put him in pretty much the same sort of genius universe that Brian Wilson occupies. Now, has Lindsay Buckingham written songs that have permeated our consciousness like Brian Wilson? Well, he's written some songs that we all know and love. But you see, when I talk about Lindsay Buckingham being in that same universe, it's the creative universe. It's the mind-expanding universe. It's the universe that says, here is the norm. Let's work outside of it. If it sounds weird or goofy, but it adds to the song, then he keeps it in. I mean, there's so many different layers to what he does. He can strike a chord or play, a mournful guitar solo that makes you weep. He could create backing vocals that make you scratch your head. I mean, this guy is just amazing. But the thing is that he creates something that is so lovable yet so intelligent, because you could tear apart his songs and never quite figure out how he put them together. You know, he sometimes sings in different tones. You know, he's not just the same. Every Lindsay Buckingham album is different from the last. He takes you to a different place with every album. He's an incredible guitarist. Like when you get like 4 or 5 albums deep into his solo catalog, he's playing these amazing, I don't know if I'm not a musician, so arpeggios or something. And he's playing these albums could be guitar instrumental albums, but then he creates these wonderful, unique vocal melodies on top of it. So your mind is going, God, am I listening to this great guitar playing or this great melodic chorus? It's just absolutely incredible. I'm going to say this out loud. He created what we know as, the latter Fleetwood Mac sound. He really molded that. And without him, I mean, any song from Self-Titled or Rumors would have sounded completely different without him. Now, Tusk is very much a Lindsay Buckingham album, and it's a very strange and odd duck, but it's wonderful. And I think that people have learned to discover it over the years. They wanted more Dreams and Rhiannon and Go Your Own Way, and they got something entirely different. And that was the magic of Lindsay Buckingham. I don't think that he purposely went against the grain. I don't think that he said, yeah, they want something commercial, I'm not going to give them anything commercial. I think that Lindsay Buckingham just went with his gut, and he created this thing called Tusk. And besides, he left Fleetwood Mac, and they had to replace him with 2 talented guitar player singers. And that happened twice. So if you lose one guitar player and you have to replace them with 2 really great singer-songwriters or 2 really great guitar players, you know that he's immensely talented. There's nobody quite like Lindsay Buckingham. I've wanted to do this video for a long time, but now that this 20th Century Lindsay is out, this is a 4 CD set that contains his first 3 solo albums, plus a bonus disc of rarities. Now that this is out, it's a great reason to talk about his solo career. Not only am I going to talk about this box set or the contents of this box set, I'll talk about his solo albums after that, and I'll throw in some Fleetwood Mac stuff as well. So let's dive into his catalog. And by the way, I'm holding the CD here, but this was released on vinyl. So if you are a vinyl person, you can track this down. So let's take a look at Lindsay's catalog, and I'll see you right after this. And here's where it all began. Buckingham Nicks. This was an album from 1973. Didn't even know of its existence until they joined Fleetwood Mac, but this is an unofficial album, has never come out officially on CD, but this has bonus tracks. And of course, the first album they recorded with Fleetwood Mac was the self-titled album from 1975, an absolute classic album. This is a 2 CD expanded edition, contains lots of bonus material there, but what a classic album this is. Changed the course of direction of their careers and of the band's music as well. 1977, an absolutely legendary album. This is a 3 CD version with loads of bonus material. This is the album where I believe that Lindsay really started orchestrating their sound and creating something special. Now, this was a really odd album, 1979, Tusk. This is a 3 CD version. It is an album completely different from the previous two. It is odd, weird, and now I think more people are embracing it because they realize that, you know, Lindsay's pretty much a genius, and he created this really odd album. Then, of course, they took a little break, so he put out a solo album called Law and Order, came out in 1981. This is the first of the CDs that come in that box set. This is, of course, a gatefold jacket, and it contains a little lyric sheet in there that I guess was the inner sleeve, and the original Electro logo, if you saw that. Then Mirage was a commercial return to form for Fleetwood Mac. Really popular album. This is an expanded edition, of course, and this really kept up with, you know, whatever technology was going. It was more lush, returned back to the sound of the first two albums. And this is, of course, a very odd duck. This is Lindsay going and embracing technology. I don't think it works as well as his other solo albums, but it's still got some great material on it. It's a little keyboard heavy, and I love keyboards, but he relied too much on technology on the album, but it's still a wonderful, wonderful listen. And, of course, Fleetwood Mac returned in 1987 with Tango in the Night, another great collection of smooth, slick songs from all of these wonderful musicians. And again, you can tell, you know, Lindsay had that touch. He was architect of constructing the music. This is the Out of the Cradle album, and this was a great album from Lindsay, more focused on guitar again, lots of great songs. This is the version that came out separately. That version came out in the box set, but this is the version that came out separately beforehand. I think the box set version sounds better. Now, this is a Fleetwood Mac album from 2003. No Christine McVie on this. So this is Stevie and Lindsay and Mick and John. Lots of great songs. Peacemaker. This is a limited edition version of that album. Comes in like this hard book packaging, as you can see there, and it contains a bonus CD that had some, it was more of an EP, some live tracks and stuff, and a thicker booklet, and then it also has this sort of rice paper thing here, and then this right here folds out into a poster, but you know, nice little packaging on that. And then Lindsay returned to his solo career. Under the Skin was more guitar-oriented. You can really, you know, you could take his vocals off and it'd be a great instrumental album, but I love his vocals. Great pop melodies. Well, I need a new copy of this because the old sticker at the record store really messed this up. But this is continuing him exploring his guitar playing and his pop songwriting. Really a masterful singer-songwriter and player. Let's move those out of the way and hit some more. This is Seeds We Sow. This is sort of a mixture between the guitar stuff and the more poppy Lindsay Buckingham stuff. What an incredible artist. This was an incredible album. Lindsay Buckingham and Christine McVie came out in 2017. In My World is absolutely one of my favorite Lindsay-related songs ever in the entire world. They both sound great. And this is essentially a Fleetwood Mac album without Stevie Nicks. Sort of like Say You Will was a Fleetwood Mac album without Christine. This is Fleetwood Mac without Stevie Nicks. And then after that, he put out an anthology. And this is the 3 CD version. And it's loaded with stuff from his solo career. No Fleetwood Mac songs there, but lots of great material taken from all the albums that, or all the solo albums that we've talked about before. Wonderful, wonderful collection. This one actually has a bonus disc featuring live recordings. The 3rd disc is all live. But this is just Lindsay at his prime. Then, of course, the self-titled album from 2021 is fantastic. Continues that sound he had on the Buckingham McVie album. More pop, but very modern. He's just a genius when it comes to creating music and creating sounds. And this is the brand new box set that contains the first 3 albums, Law & Order, Go Insane, and Out of the Cradle. But it contains a 4th CD, or vinyl if you buy the vinyl box, and this is called Rarities. And it contains non-album stuff like a couple single edits and some non-album material, including Holiday Road, the theme from the film Vacation, which is one of his catchiest, poppiest songs yet. And I expect more wonderful Lindsay Buckingham music ahead. And those are the studio albums from Lindsay Buckingham. Well, now that we have talked about Lindsay Buckingham's solo albums, I put together a medley that features just snippets of 2 songs from every one of his solo albums. Not Buckingham Nicks, no Fleetwood Mac, this is just his solo albums. But I did cheat and I featured 2 tracks from the Buckingham McVie because that sounds really, really a lot like a Lindsay Buckingham solo album. So sit back, relax, give this a listen, and I will see you on the other side.
I think I'm in trouble.
Everything shows under the skin. Anything goes for the asking under the skin. found my way. Now I know just what to do. Won't you say goodbye to me? Say goodbye to you. Did you miss me in the morning? Did you miss me in the evening? When everyone is bound to dream. Did you ever run when the wind blows? Did you ever go where I didn't know?
Well, that's it. I hope that this inspires you to check out the music of Lindsay Buckingham. Remember, the new 4 CD or 4 LP box set called 20th Century Lindsey is now available, featuring his first 3 albums, Law & Order, Go Insane, and Out of the Cradle, plus a rarities disc, and it's definitely worth your while. If you don't have any Lindsay Buckingham solo releases, start here. But I thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, to ring that bell for future notifications. And until the next time, remember me. I'm Steve Schnee, the CD Junkie.